Good morning, everybody, on this Sunday, June 23rd. And although my hair looks like it did at the end of last week's video, I did shower. It's just not being very nice today. It's actually being very, very bad today. So I think it's probably gonna go into a ponytail. So I don't do that very often anymore. You guys know I used to do that when I first started my blog every single day. I don't do that very often anymore. But today it's not being good at all. Not at all. So anyway, everyone is in the car. Well, not everyone. John, the boy, John, Nicholas, and the dogs are in the car. Neil's in the bathroom. We're about to check out. I'm about to head out the door to check out, and we're gonna get on the road. We're actually gonna go down to Boston. We're not far. We're like 5 miles away from Boston, 4 miles away, 6, 7 miles away from Boston, something like that. It's not far. But anyway, we're about to head in town, and we're gonna stop at the Red Sox stadium. Not because any of us are particularly huge fans of Red Sox, just because John thought it would be cool to get a Red Sox baseball cap. So I think we're gonna stop there. We might drive around a little bit downtown. It's about 2 hours to get to Maine. The one thing that I wanted to try to do is maybe go to the original Wahlburgers, which is here in Boston, but we did eat breakfast here at the hotel. The boys actually went to the restaurant and ate, and they actually brought me food back, even though they weren't supposed to, but they did. So I've eaten some eggs. They brought some sausage for the dogs, and I ate some bacon. But now it is time to get on the road. So I don't know that we're gonna be very hungry. It is 10:25. So I don't know that we're gonna be hungry enough to go eat Wahlburgers before we leave town. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. But for now, we're gonna finish packing everything up and get on the road to go downtown Boston. I'm gonna try to take at least some video of downtown Boston. We've been here one time before. We drove into town and drove out. We didn't stay in town Boston. Sorry, I just feel like my skin's looking very weird today. Boston is not a very good city to drive around in. If you've never been to Boston, Boston was built, you know, whatever many hundreds of years ago. It was built for wagons and carts and horses and humans to walk. It was not built for cars to drive. That being said, we're gonna be driving our car. And I say that because there's a couple of areas in downtown Boston where like many roads come to one, and you have to figure out how to get to which road you're going to, and GPS really doesn't help. The last time we drove into Boston, we ended up driving around in circles many times to try to figure out where we were, because it's like take a left and there's like 4 roads. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it is not the easiest city to drive around in if you've ever been to Boston. Maybe if you're from Boston, or if you've lived in Boston for more than, you know, a couple of hours, it's probably very easy once you get to know it. But for speaking of someone who is not from Boston, who has not spent very much time in Boston, trying to find your way around the streets when you don't know it is not very easy. So there's that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and check out of the hotel. We're gonna get on the road, and we'll see you guys later. Bye. Well, I did not film in Boston because I have an excuse. So we got downtown and realized that there was a Red Sox game today. So the downtown area, at least near the Fenway Park, was packed. Crazy number of people. It was just insane. I actually dropped John and the boys off so that they could go in the little Boston Red Sox store. Where's your hat? He got a hat.
I sent you a picture.
A green bee. I know. John sent me some pictures. And it's got a clover on the back, and then it's got the Italian hat on the back, or the Italian flag on the back. So it's a little bit different of a Boston Red Sox hat. It's not the traditional one, which is kind of, John likes the hats that aren't like really super traditional. So anyway, we are in our room. The boys are right next door. They are getting settled in over there with the dogs. We forgot, because I was the one packing, forgot several things actually. One of them being our mouth guards. Both John and I sleep with the mouth guards because we grind our teeth at night, and I forgot them. So that stinks. So for the second half of our trip, I will need to make sure that I remember to bring our mouth guards. But another thing that we forgot was Buttercup's harness. Now she wears a collar all the time. Wednesday always wears a harness because Buttercup, when she was a little bit younger, she did not like the harness, and she actually would somehow, we don't know, she always did it when we were gone, but she would somehow figure out how to bite her harness off, like chew through the harness and get it off of her. So we had a harness, but we couldn't find it. So then we bought one at Home Goods, and I promptly forgot that one. So we need to go get her harness because she does pull when we're out in public and she's around other people, she will pull you. She does really good walking when there's no one else around, but when there's other people around or she feels like she needs to get somewhere quickly, she will pull. And unfortunately, we've only ever had it happen once with her. Her collar slipped off one time in the yard. Actually, Nicholas was like tugging on her and it just slipped off her neck. He was able to get it back on her and bring her in the house and everything. And Buttercup's the good dog of our two dogs. Buttercup is the golden one. She will walk beside you without a harness or without a collar or without a leash in the yard at our home where she's used to being. Wednesday, no, not so much. She gets very distracted, and you know, she's like, oh, a bunny, and she'll take off, you know. We can't trust her as much as Buttercup, but we're in a foreign place to her. She's not familiar with it, and you know, she will pull on her collar, and I worry that it's gonna slip off her head. So we're gonna go to the Home Goods, which is only a mile from here, and get her a harness. So we're gonna do that. Just John and I, the boys are gonna stay here and chill out. But John and I are gonna go get the harness, and then I have Kohl's cash I need to spend. So I think we're gonna go to Kohl's as well. And then we'll go to dinner later. We did stop for lunch, like a late lunch on our way here at like 2:30. But John and Neil got lobster rolls. Nicholas got a hamburger with french fries. I got just a hamburger patty and just a hot dog. So I'm still kind of hungry. Plus, I was talking to John on the drive. I was like, when you were a kid and you went on family vacations, did your family vacations like revolve around what the next meal was? And he's like, yeah, of course. I was like, yeah, my families did too. So like, no later did you finish breakfast that you're like, okay, what are we gonna have for lunch? And then you finish lunch, okay, what are we gonna have for dinner? You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way we always did it because it's all free time. That's what I told him. I said, you know, when I'm at home, I have work to do, I'm busy, and I'm doing this or I'm doing that or whatever. So there's always something to keep me occupied versus on vacation. Like, we're not itinerary planners, if that makes sense. So like this whole week when we're in Maine, we have nothing specifically planned. We're just gonna like fly by the seat of our pants. Actually, I'm gonna stop at the front desk over here and look at some of their flyers. Like, all hotels have like local attractions and stuff. I'm gonna stop over at the front desk here on our way out, I think, and look to see kind of what they have as far as local attractions. In Virginia, we know we're gonna go to some parks, but like, we don't have what day we're gonna go to the parks planned. You know what I mean? Like, the only day we have planned is our drive down there and our drive home. And like the day we're coming home, I think we're gonna go to the beach with the dogs. So like, that's the extent of our itinerary. Like, when we went to Hawaii last year, we planned to get to Hawaii, get to San Diego, and come home. Everything we did in between was totally like, you know, by the seat of our pants, whatever we felt like doing that day. So where was I going with that? Oh, I was saying about how we're always looking for the next meal. So because we don't have like an itinerary, like we're gonna do this day, we're gonna do this day, we're gonna do this day, you know, because we don't have like a scheduled itinerary where we're gonna do this, and this, you know, it's kind of just like, you know, free time. It's like the only time of the year that I actually have free time. So anyway, we're gonna go to Home Goods, get Buttercup a harness. We're gonna go to Kohl's and try to spend my $50 in Kohl's cash, which is gonna stink because a lot of the stuff that I bought to get that $50 in Kohl's cash, I'm gonna be returning. So I'm probably gonna end up like taking a discount on the other stuff, but there's like 1 or 2 things that I do like need, so I'm not totally upset about it. So, all right, we're gonna get going and we'll see you guys later. You guys, it is time for bed. It is 10:08. I don't remember when I talked to you last. It was before dinner, I know that, but we went to dinner. We came home. Well, we didn't come home. Well, obviously we're not home. We're at the hotel, but there's a grocery store right across the street and they sell the Lily's salted almond milk chocolate flavored candy bars. I ate a whole candy bar, which isn't very good because they are 4 net carbs per half a bar, so I had 8 net carbs. Yeah, not good. But the good thing is that I took my blood sugar after just now. Actually, it's been an hour and a half since I finished eating my candy bar. It was on 96. And I even had some mashed potatoes with my dinner. When I get potatoes as a side, I love potatoes, guys. Like, I love potatoes. I can't tell you how much I love potatoes. I love potatoes. Anyway, when I get potatoes as a side, because like my dish, I got a steak and it came with garlic mashed potatoes and the ice machine just dropped ice and grilled asparagus, all of which I love. So I had the steak, I had the asparagus, and my mashed potatoes I pulled aside about 1/4 cup. That's what I try to eat when I get potatoes as a side, is about 1/4 cup. So I pulled aside the 1/4 cup of potatoes, and then like the children, Neil and Nick, split the remaining mashed potatoes. But anyway, I had a whole candy bar, long story short. It was good, I loved it. Tomorrow there's a candy shop right down the street and they apparently sell sugar-free candy. So I sent them an email today, after they closed though. So I sent them an email today though that said, hey, I'm wondering what sweetener you use in your sugar-free candy because certain, I'm a diabetic and certain sweeteners spike my blood sugar. I'm just curious what sugar or sugar-free sweetener you use in your candy. So hopefully they email me back tomorrow. I have already decided that I'm gonna have 1 cheat day this week, 1 cheat day next week. I don't know what day it's gonna be. It's probably, right now I'm leaning towards Tuesday because Tuesday it's only supposed to be like 61, 62 degrees and it's supposed to rain all day on Tuesday. So I think I'm gonna use Tuesday as a cheat day and just like eat 1,000,000 calories. And there's a place that makes fresh potato donuts right down the street. So I think we might get maybe potato donuts for breakfast that day, or maybe a mid-morning snack. The candy shop, maybe go there and get some candy. Depending on what their sugar-free candy is, I might get the sugar-free candy to eat on a different day. Yeah. And just all in all, just eat terribly on Tuesday. So I'm probably gonna gain all my weight back that I recently lost. But I was 198 yesterday. I don't know if I told you guys that I was 198.4 before I left the house. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, we are getting ready for bed. We just went next door. Like I said, that's the door, right? Yeah. That's the door right there. If you go out the door, take 1 step to the left, that's the boys. They're literally just on the other side of this wall. So there's like a couch right here. That's where Nicholas is sleeping, right on the other side of this wall. And then there is a bedroom. The reason why Nicholas is sleeping on the couch is because Neil and him make a deal that Neil gets the bed, but he has to sleep with both dogs. So Nick gets the sofa bed all to himself, but he doesn't have to sleep with any of the dogs. The dogs sleep in the bed with Neil. So personally, after sleeping in a room last night with 2 dogs, if I'm Nick, I'm taking that deal. Because Buttercup slept in our bed last night and she was like smack beside my legs, like cuddled up beside my legs. Was she laying on your legs at all last night, hun? Buttercup? Oh, there he is. Was Buttercup laying on your legs at all last night?
Yes.
Yeah, so like she kept flip-flopping back and forth between laying on my legs and laying on John's legs. And that kept me up for most of the night. And it was a full-size bed. This one's a queen. It looks like a queen. we have a king size bed at home. So, you know, we're used to literally never touching each other at night. So there's that. What, babe?
Hey.
Did you say hey?
Yeah, hey.
Hey?
Hey.
Hay is for horses.
Cows eat grass.
Cows eat grass, that's right. Anyway, so like John and I can spend the entire evening sleeping and never once run into each other. We typically will, like, especially like we both like to tuck our arms underneath our pillows when we sleep. So we will typically run into each other there. And occasionally our legs will run into each other, but we have a king size bed and we're not like big enough, you know, we're not super tall. We're not, well, I'm not big anymore. John was never really big, but anyway, so I think this is a queen, but last night we were in a full plus Buttercup in between us, and Wednesday was sleeping in the bed with Neil, but every time Nick moved, Wednesday would get out of the bed, and when she shakes, she makes a lot of noise. She just does. So every time Nick would roll over, Wednesday would get out of bed, she'd run around the room to make sure everything was okay, and then she'd get back in the bed. So if I'm Nick, I'm taking that deal. I'm sleeping on the couch, and it's a pull-out couch. We don't have it pulled out, obviously, but this portion of the couch is actually a bed. So, you know, if I'm Nick, I'm taking that. Anyway, we don't have any dogs in our room. We have our 19-year-old son next door. In case anyone is new to my channel and you don't know, Neil's our 19-year-old son, Nicholas is our 12-year-old son, so it's not like there's not an adult over there. Neil is an adult. He's 19, almost 20. He'll be 20 in November, so he's actually 19 and a half, a little over 19 and a half. So anyway, today I am thankful that we made it to Maine. It was gorgeous here today. It was mid 80s. I am in shorts, believe it or not. I was in shorts yesterday. I'm in shorts again today. But I'm in shorts today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit cooler, and then Tuesday it's supposed to be like cold. So I did bring pants. I also brought a sweatshirt. What, babe?
I want to live here.
I still didn't hear you.
I want to live here.
Oh, John wants to move to Maine. So we've talked about it. We've talked about moving to Maine. But anyway, it's only supposed to be like 60 degrees on Tuesday. I think I already told you that. So I actually did bring a sweatshirt, which is that right there. No. Where is it? That right there is my sweatshirt. So Tuesday is going to be wearing pants and a sweatshirt because I'm going to be cold. So anyway, did I show you my dresses that I bought? I don't think I showed you my dresses that I bought. I'm going to show you my dresses. So this is, well, let me just pull it out of the closet. This is dress number, I'm just going to hold it up in front of me in the mirror. Can you guys know? I have to turn the camera around. Hold on one second. All right, so this is not a very good angle, but this is dress number 1. It is like a blue like handkerchief dress. And then let me grab dress number 2. They're the same design, but they're different colors. John's getting in the shower. So this one is like black with flowers. Can you guys see it? So yeah, they're the same design, but this one's black with flowers and that one is like a blue with flowers. So hold on. So those are my dresses that I bought that I think I was telling you about those dresses, but anyway, those are my dresses that I bought. We'll see if we end up going out somewhere nice tonight or not. Or not tonight, obviously. It's like after 10 o'clock, but sometime nice this week. Maybe we'll order in for the boys, and there's a Red Robin right around the corner. Maybe we'll get like Red Robin takeout for the boys, and John and I will just go somewhere like super nice or something. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm happy we got to Maine. Neil has had lobster twice already. He had lobster at lunch and lobster at dinner. John had lobster at lunch, and then for dinner he actually had a steak salad, so he had steak for dinner, but the steak was fantastic. I don't even remember what the restaurant was called. You know, John got beer. He brought beer back because it was a brewery. It was, hold on, Sebago. Can you guys see that through there? Sebago Brewing. But that's what the restaurant was called. It's like a restaurant brewery. Steak was fantastic. So sorry if you guys are vegan. Any of you guys were vegan, I'm sorry, but if you aren't vegan, we had steak. I had steak and John had steak, so. Anyway, I've been rambling for 10 minutes. I hope today was better than yesterday, and I hope tomorrow will be just a little bit better than today. I hope y'all are having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. I didn't get any editing done this tonight. I don't have a video for tomorrow for any of my channels. It's just, it is what it is. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.